Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well from wherever you're watching this channel. Right now, even Safina Party knows very well that the only way to deal with this regime, it is through demonstrations.
There are things that cannot wait until the next elections.
So Paul Muite, a long-serving lawyer and Rigathi Gachagua's lawyer, delivered a statement that shocked so many. I don't know how many of you followed the event of Safina Party. I'm going to take you through the video from Paul Muite, but first and foremost, I want us to go through the People's Daily. There's a front cover there that has showcased William RUTO in a statement. And the front, and the People's Daily says, why RUTO can't stop corruption. So that is the front cover. And again, it says, a month after blasting MPs, the president is yet to take any action as real war on graft could topple the system that keeps him in power. Yes, this is very, very correct, because the parliamentarians can decide to impeach William RUTO. They will impeach him. They can impeach him. And the Senate can confirm the same. So they can remove William RUTO if they mean so. So RUTO previously started a war with the National Assembly when he talked about corruption, and even went to an extent of hinting at a possibility of a certain governor dishing out money to the parliamentarians just to protect himself from being ousted, you know. So Paul Muite has shocked the nation by declaring that the only language that this government knows is demonstrations. They are corrupt. That even though people talk about it, they don't care. Even though people share a lot of evidence on the public platform, they don't care. So I'd like us, ladies and gentlemen, in this analysis to visit the statement from Paul Muite. But before I do that, kindly allow me to appreciate you for the support you've been giving this channel by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much for that support. Paul Muite delivered this statement.
There are things that cannot wait until the next elections. The corruption we are witnessing cannot wait for another 2.5 years. You know, I mean, when you get 10,000 teachers going to State House and going away with the 10,000 shillings each, that is 100 million shillings in one day. Your money, taxpayers' money. Sini hapo. The issue of corruption cannot wait. The looting, because it qualifies to be called looting, not corruption, cannot wait for another 2 years. What am I saying? I am saying that the new leadership and Gen Zs need to lead maandamano tomorrow on the issue of corruption, because it is a government that has grown immune to disclosures about corruption. They don't give a damn. We read about these exposures in the media on daily basis. The only language we appear to understand is the language of demonstrations. Ndio hiyo. And the whole world now knows that this is the regime that sponsors goons and hooligans to interfere with peaceful protests, which is a constitutional right. So everybody knows that. Find ways and means of leading demonstrations. That is what I would recommend, because that is not an issue that can wait at all.
Now, I think I agree with Paul Muite. The only message that this regime understands is a demonstration. Yeah. Because if you look at what has been happening, especially in State House. The money dishing spree, you know. I don't know how many of you have been following that, but I've been trying to keep track over those meetings in State House. Despite the fact that people talk about them, they still continue. Of course, those are political strategies of trying to convince the people who go there that they should think about re-electing them. You see, the fact that those meetings are being held in State House confirms that there is a lot of panic in this government. Take a look at this. Last time I checked, there were teachers at the State House. Teachers weren't there. And then word has it that each of them received 10,000. So a teacher goes there, listens to the agenda and walks out with 10,000 after a buffet of around 2,000 per plate. And the population there is around 5,000. So 5,000 by 2,000, that is what is being spent there on lunch alone. Now, 5,000 by 10,000 each, how much is that? So the government has been spending a lot of money on these people. Now that explains why Paul Muite says that the only language ni maandamano, the only language. Because before the demonstrations, let's just revisit the story of churches. Churches would receive donations in millions. But then the protests, the success of the protest decided to stop that move. It was a very successful move whereby now churches are afraid to receive these donations. Money in form of donations. Kumeni za kura. So the new strategy, if you look at the new strategy, is a strategy whereby grassroots leaders are being invited in State House. They listen to the president, then they are given the same handouts which would have been given to the churches. It is expensive with this strategy, but this is a new strategy that the government has deployed to try to still win back the people after the first strategy failed. So for this one to stop again, according to Paul Muite, maandamano ndio solution. Then the government will be afraid that the people are now began to speak. Even the people who go to State House will be afraid because they know that if they make that move, that will be the end of them. That is why you find that I shared a story about Omuchomba's cry. When Omuchomba by mistake or by, say, intentionally, paid Kimani Chungwa a visit at the burial of his father. And that is the main reason why Omuchomba saizi kimo chake iko motoni. It is explained in that video, ladies and gentlemen. So Paul Muite is sending a very, very strong message. So it's up to the Gen Zs to see whether they're going to implement it or not. Or they are waiting for 2027. Because according to Paul Muite, there are things which can't wait for 2027. Corruption cannot wait. And the People's Daily has said that RUTO cannot stop corruption. He can't stop corruption. He can't. He spoke about it before going to Japan, I think, but he can't stop it. He can't really stop it, ladies and gentlemen. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you once again for choosing YOLENO TV as your favorite political channel.